It was my senior year and I didn't know what to do with my life. I told my parents, hey, I'm not going to college. So they told me, well, that's great. If you're not going to college, then help us open more restaurants. And I was like, well, so it's like two no's. They're shocked, like, well, what are you going to do? And that was when my dad told me, well, if you're not going to pursue college or help us in the restaurant, then you need to get your real estate license. Because if you can sell tacos as a little kid here, then you can sell homes. My first full year in real estate, 2021, I helped 50 families, all buyers, get into a house.
I hear it every day, friends. Jason, I want to sell 250 homes a year, over $90 million in production, and have two, not one, but two orange Lamborghinis. Tell me how. Friends, that's exactly what we're going to do today. You are about to hear from a young man, I'm not kidding, he's 24, who figured it out right out of the gate. Friends, his first full year in real estate, he sold 50 homes. Fast forward now, 4 years later, and he is selling 250 of them. And get this, he does 100% of it by Instagram. Friends, this is one of the simplest and most genius models we've unpacked in quite some time. You are going to hear from Elio Alanis, and I am telling you, hailing from Houston, Texas, if it's bigger in Texas, he does it big. Sit back and buckle up. This is Elio Alanis. And I'm joined with a good buddy of mine, Elio. How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I am fantastic. Thanks for doing this with us today.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, dude, I ask everyone the same question. How did you get into the greatest industry in the world?
It's a funny story. After high school, it was my senior year and I didn't know what to do with my life becoming an adult. And I told my parents, I didn't like college. I was in early college during high school. So I had already experienced, going to college classes, and I just didn't like the environment I was in, and I didn't think I was going to become the most successful for myself if I was to go to college. So I told my parents, hey, I'm not going to college.
What'd they say?
It was more my mom. She was more disappointed. My father knew that I wanted to do more, and he knew that I was not going to do good in like office space or office work. Like, it's just not who I am. My family comes from the restaurant industry, so they told me, well, that's great. If you're not going to college, then help us open more restaurants. And I was like, well, I don't want to, I'm not passionate about the restaurant.
What type of restaurant? What kind of restaurants?
A Mexican restaurant, yeah.
Okay, Mexican, and they had a couple of them, right?
They have a couple, and that's what they've been doing since the day I was born. They've been doing that for 20 plus years.
So did you grow up working in the restaurants, part-time job?
My childhood was in the restaurant. My childhood friends were all the kids in the shopping center. Like, so that was my friends growing up, and we could not relate because all of our parents were business owners, and none of us do what our parents do now, because we grew up to that, and, we see them work hard every day. We see the fires they put out, and it's not easy. And I was like, you know what? It's not what I'm passionate about.
Were your parents first generation here in America?
Yes.
Okay, so they came to America seeking this entrepreneurial dream. They became business owners right away? I marvel at that. That's incredible to me.
Yeah, my parents came as first generation. My dad started as picking strawberries in Florida, save enough money, and then him and my mom opened up a restaurant, small business, and from there they just kept it consistent, and that's what kind of helped me, like seeing their values, their marketing. I mean, every day they were dropping business cards at a 5-mile radius of all the stores, and seeing that kind of really helped me. I'll share it later in this podcast, but it really helped me to what should I do in real estate if I had any clients.
Well, yeah, because everyone starts without any. So I get it. Mom must have thought, hey, we did all this kind of work so that you can go to college and you won't have to. Then you say, I'm not going. They say, well, great, come join the family business. And you then say no to that.
So it's like two no's, and they're shocked, like, well, what are you going to do? And that was when my dad told me, well, if you're not going to pursue college or help us in the restaurant, then you need to get your real estate license. Because if you can sell tacos as a little kid here, then you can sell homes. And that was my slogan. That was like everything I believe in what he said. And after high school, I got licensed, and I sold my very first home at 18.
Wow. And what year is that?
I began in real estate in 2020, at the beginning of COVID.
Okay, so you're 24 years old now. But by the way, dude, I just want to say congratulations, because when you think about selling 250 houses a year, 80, 90 million in volume at 24 years old, man, you're doing something right. And we're going to unpack that in great detail. But you sell the first house, and then 2 months later, COVID hits.
Yeah, right. It was something that, I mean, it shocked the whole world, and I didn't know what to do. I was barely going through Ignite. I was like my second, third week of Ignite, and we got an email midnight, and it was saying, "Hey, do not come to the office. Everybody stay home. If you have an office here, don't even come in." And I was like, well, "What's going on?" And the COVID hit, and Houston got hit pretty hard because we have big airports and stuff, and a lot of diversity. So uh it was a funny moment because my dad was like, "Look, you should have just stayed with us at the restaurant. Now you don't know what you're gonna do in real estate." And he kind of pushed me to not give up. He'll make fun of me, but in a way where, like, "Hey, you didn't leave college and leave restaurant to go to real estate and quit." So I took advantage of the only properties that were open to me, which were new construction.
Well, hang on a sec, because I remember a funny story about this, which is he comes home and you're on the couch.
Yeah.
And he's like, wait a minute, you're not just going to sit on the couch. There's no buyers and sellers here.
Yeah, I have a video that went viral. It's me on my couch. My dad comes from home from work, and I'm just laying down right there. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" "Well, there's no work. I have no clients." And he literally told me to get out and go get clients, and that kind of changed my whole perspective because during COVID, if you wanted to show you pre-sale used house, a lot of the sellers wanted a pre-approval. Like, they didn't want anybody going to the house. They wanted a negative COVID test. And first, I didn't have any clients. I didn't have any pre-approvals, and I never got tested for COVID in the first 2 months. So I was like, "Well, I couldn't even show a house." So I was under the mindset that, okay, well, I'm never going to show a home in my life, until my dad told me, "Hey, well, if you go around the corner, there are 16 builders. Go there and shoot content." And with new construction, it's first come, first serve. Their doors are open, and I was just doing content every single day of 2020 and being meaningful in what I posted.
Let's talk about this word, because you kind of snuck the word content in there.
Yeah.
This kind of closing of the world forces you to the new world, which is online and happening in social media. And that kind of becomes the nucleus for this incredible business model that you're going to teach us today.
That's right. Yeah, and what I was doing, I didn't know it was a system until a year later in 2021. I sold 50 homes. My first full year in real estate, 2021, I helped 50 families, all buyers, get into a house
50 houses right out of the gate?
right at the gate. Yeah.
See, that's amazing to me, but now we're 4 years later and you're at 250. And that's what I'm interested in, because you're, by and large, you're running a similar model, but it's scaled. So let's unpack this thing. Gang, you know what time it is. We're about to unpack Elio's model. He's going to tell us exactly how to sell 250 homes a year using Instagram. So I'm taking the notes. You don't have to take the notes. If you don't get them, head over to MREAnotes.com. That's MREAnotes.com. Enter your email. The notes come out every Thursday in a PDF. I'm taking the notes. Elio, tell me exactly how to sell 250 homes a year with Instagram.
Well, it's actually a very simple concept, and it all starts with leads. If you don't have the right amount of leads coming in, then you will not have the right conversion rate to get them approved and get them in the houses. So the way I run my business, I promote the incentives and the deals that are going month to month, every single builder. So I specialize in new construction and first time buyers. So whatever area that has the best promotions this month, I promote 5, 6 builders. I don't promote the builder's name. I promote the house.
Okay, hang on, because you're hitting it quick, so I'm going to go slow. Let's start with this idea of incentive. So are you suggesting that builders change the incentives they're offering on a regular basis?
100%. Every month they change their promotions. And the reason I promote these, a lot of people, when they hear a sell, "Oh, you know what? Macy's is having a sale. Everybody go crazy and they go order a bunch of stuff. Or hey, Academy is having a sale on all sportswear and you go buy a bunch of stuff. So it's the same thing that's happening day to day. You probably see a sale, a promotion sale anywhere on social media or online on TV. But now I'm doing that, but with houses.
What's an example of a type of promotion that a builder might run?
Hey, this month we're paying all your closing costs, all appliances included. And if you buy with the next 30 days, a 3.99 interest rate. So something like that, it's like, that's a huge promotion.
That is huge. So step one, I guess, is getting really clear on this idea that you're not selling houses on social media. You're highlighting incentives to get people to raise their hand. Is that accurate?
That's right. We're showing people where the sales are at. And whenever you have that like that approach and like, oh, that realtor there, Elio, he's known for the best deals in Houston because all we promote are incentives and promotions.
I love it. Okay, so number one is get clear on the concept of sales and promotions, not real estate. Once I understand the concept, what's the first thing I should go do?
So after that, you got to be posting a minimum of 8 to 10 stories a day. And that should be whenever you're going to these communities, to the builders, you got to be highlighting what can they get with that rate and that mortgage payment. Just that promotion. So you highlight the houses, and a lot of people forget the main part, but you got to put your number in there, either your email number or however you want them to contact you. But I put my number on every single thing I post on social media, either being a video, a post, even a family picture. I put my number on there because, I want them to contact me.
Okay, so I'm going to stay with number two for a second. So I'm going to be posting, did you say 8 to 10 stories a day?
Yes, but that's not including the feed. On the feed, you got to be posting minimum once. You'll do way better if you post 2 to 3 times a day on your feed. But story-wise, it has to be at least 8 to 10 times.
And in order to do that, I'm going to have sort of a database of all the new construction projects in my town. So it sounds like in bucket number one, which is market incentives, part two of that is that I need to be calling on a regular basis all the builders in order to find out what incentives they're offering. How do you do that at scale?
Depending on which week, we go to a specific area, we farm that area, and then by the MLS, you can see how many builders are there. And if I don't go, I send one of my agents. And before I grew a team, I will go door by door, builder by builder, get the sales reps, information, and then from there, ask for promotions. Now, we have sales reps that text us on a daily basis their promotions.
That's really smart, which is make the relationship and ask them, because they're winning too, right? If I'm a new construction salesperson and Elio, you're going to go make 8 to 10 stories a day about my product, I want to give you all the data that you need.
That's right.
And you said something interesting. You said you're not mentioning where it is or the neighborhood. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right, because we want the people to ask us. As soon as someone asks us, hey, where is this at, or what neighborhood, what area, what price, that's considered a lead. And then once we have, hey, send me your number, Jason, let me call you for more information. Once we have your number, then it's a 50-50 shot. You either qualify and we get you in the house, or you don't qualify and then we get you in the house later down the road.
I love that. Okay, couple of questions. 8 to 10 stories. So I'm by the way, Elio, I'm new to Instagram, man. I'm the real Jason Abrams. That's how you can find me at Instagram. So I'm learning the difference between reels and stories. For our friends that are new, what's the difference between a reel and a story?
So stories is something that you put on, it's on your profile avatar on your Instagram, but the stories only stay there for 24 hours. So a lot of people, they got into a habit where when they go on social media, they go through the stories to see what people are doing on their day to day. So I put my stories there, and then on my feed, I post more like, I have 3 content pillars. I post my closing pictures.
No, hang on. When you say your feed, does that mean your reels?
Yes.
Okay. So on your stories, you're going to have 8 to 10 a day designed to generate leads showing new construction. Then on your reels, you're posting different content. What are the 3 things you post on your reels?
Closings. Closings is one because that's your credibility. That's like your online reviews on social media. So the more closings you have on your social media profile, like, oh, that guy is helping a lot of families. That's what the consumer thinks or sees. So I do closings. I do, your regular informative videos. It can be any real estate type of video. And then the third piece, that one's more organic. That's something more, family, my cars, my ranch, something that's what Elio is about.
Are you about a Lamborghini? Did I hear right that you have a Lamborghini?
That's who.
You have 2 Lamborghinis.
Yeah.
And friends, it's all working out for Elio. Let me be the first to tell you. Okay. By the way, I love that. And you know how
Thank
I
you.
knew about it? It's so funny. I mentioned to someone that you and I were going to be speaking today, and they said, dude, I saw he has a Lamborghini on Instagram. And so you have a talk trigger. People are getting to know you based on these videos.
Yeah. So my color is orange because my 2 Lamborghinis are orange. So every time we have a closing, we give our client a Lamborghini bottle, and they fall in love. So orange is kind of my thing, and a lot of people, when they see like orange cars on the highway, they tag me. Oh, look, that's Elio, and it's kind of something that kind of branding myself to it.
It's so good, man. All right, back to now. So that was our reels. Let's go back to our stories. 8 to 10 a day. Walk me through an effective story, Elio. How long is it? What are the hooks? What are the keys? What are the hacks? Walk me through. Teach me how to make a story.
So an effective story, it doesn't have to mainly be a video. It can be a picture. And let's just say for a picture, I'll take a picture of a house, and I'll put, whatever the promotion is, 0 down or 3.9 interest rate, and I'll put my number. That can be one concept with the picture. A video, it could be a video of me talking selfie-wise with the house in my background, my face, and just talking about the house, what they can get. And I'll obviously put my number on there too. The main 3 things that buyers need help with, first-time buyers, is credit, and they usually don't want to buy a house until their lease is over. So their contract lease, and then money. So what I promote is builders or promotions that can put you in a house with 0 down. And I also promote that, hey, if you go through this builder, we can buy you out your lease. And then the credit wise is, hey, we have builders that have houses that are move-in ready 30 days, 60 or 90 days. So if you need to fix your credit, don't worry, we have a house for you. So while promoting those 3 things day by day, the leads will come in.
I think it's actually genius, man, because what you've done is you've identified the 3 major pain points. Then you've went out and you've looked for builders that have offerings to solve those problems. And then you wake up every day marketing the solutions.
Yeah, that's all I do.
Well, that's all it's genius, man. By the way, the best things in life are the most simple, yet everything naturally wants to become more complicated. That's what Gary Keller teaches me. And you've made it really simple. It sounds like if I'm looking for the equation for a story, it's the house, either in the background or in a still shot or in a video. Then it's whatever the promotion is. Then it's make sure your contact information is all over it. That's it.
That's it.
Okay. So now you have leads coming in. Let me ask you this. On a day when you run 8 to 10, and you do that every day, right? 8
Every
to 10
day.
stories? How many leads per day? I need to have some way of knowing if I'm doing it right. So help me compare to your world.
So leads to me, like I said, it's anything from a comment saying a question about the house or a DM, a reply, or even a message to my number. I will get about 25 to 30 inquiries a day through my social media, and also people that text the number that I have on my Instagram.
And that 25 to 30, do they all end up in your database? Or once they ask a question about a property, is it contact them, see if we can sell a house and move on to the next? Or are you keeping all these names?
Yes and no. Since a lot of them are on social media, our first goal is to get their number. Once we get their number, we can put them on database. If we can't get their number, then it becomes a bit harder to keep contacting them through Instagram. So the ones on our Instagram, we kind of leave them like, okay, whenever they're ready to give us our information, then we'll take them more serious on our database. Now, everyone on our database, and that's the ones we are tackling every day.
And how do you go about getting their phone number? Let's say that, and I'm going to give you 3 different examples. The first one is someone makes a comment based on a story that you did. Hey, house looks awesome. How much is it? What happens next?
Hey, Jason, this property ranges from 300 to 400. Depending on what area you're looking at, I can find you something more affordable. Send me your number so I can send you a list of these homes or schedule a call with you.
And are you making that as a reply that everyone can see or just to that human?
Just to that human. Yeah, when it comes to getting their information, it's a one-on-one.
Perfect. And are you doing that live or is that some sort of AI automation through ManyChat or any of these other services?
We have ManyChat for some other processes. Well, for those type of questions, it's either I reply back or my assistant does.
So any way you slice it, you're trying to get their phone number so that you can then, in a TCPA friendly and compliant way, everyone follow all the rules, then get them on the phone. Now walk me through, what's the conversation look like when you're contacting somebody?
So the conversation on the phone, it's literally 5 to 7 minutes long. And it's really just to get to know them. Hey, Jason, thank you for reaching out to us. I know you reach out to us from Instagram, and buying a house is a go to you. What do you do for work? How's your credit? How much money you have saved? I get to interview them a little bit, and then I tell them, hey, the reason I'm asking all these questions is because just like when you bought your first car, it's kind of similar when buying a house. When you buy your car, you go to the dealership, you look at the car, you like it, and then you apply with the bank. When it comes to buying a house, it's the opposite. You apply with the bank first, and then we'll go to the dealership and find you the house. So they're like, oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right, Elio. Okay, where can I apply? And then I send them the link, they apply with the lender. And then from there, it's really a 50-50 if they qualify or not. Once they get qualified, then I give them to one of my second agents. And their job is to show them houses until they go under contract.
I love that. Is there a day, I know you're doing this every day. Does that mean 5 days a week or 7 days a week?
Seven. And you might say, but it doesn't mean you have to go 7 days a week to go record the content. You can, with 2-3 days a week, and you do all day content, that's plenty of content for the 2 or 3 weeks.
If you find a neighborhood that has a great offering, are you maybe doing 5 or 6 videos about that offering? You're not looking for 15 different offerings.
Mm-mm. If I find a good promotion, that I will do that same promotion on maybe 5 to 6 inventory homes they got, and I'll promote that all day.
That makes perfect sense to me. 2 more questions on this line here. When you're talking to these folks, you've contacted them, you've laid it out. When you say 50-50, get approved or not, are you saying that's a 50% conversion rate that they're willing to even talk to the lender? Or are you saying of the ones that talk to a lender, about half are end up being qualified?
After they apply with the lender.
Got it. Okay, this makes sense to me. My mind is blown, and I'm still stuck on the fact that you generate 25 to 30 inquiries per day. So what does that look like from an operations standpoint? Are you just on, dude, are you on your Instagram 24/7? Is it just ding, 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 ding?
I feel like sometimes I am glued to my Instagram, and there's days where like, oh my God, can I just delete this app off of my phone? But it's it's a big role of our business. And that's why now I have an assistant I bought a second phone that has my Instagram login, and she handles that most of the times. That way we get to people faster.
And your goal now, are you spreading to other platforms, or do you believe that you can run one business on Instagram and make all of your wildest financial dreams come true? I mean, you already got 2 Lamborghinis, so like, I don't know what you got next in mind, but are you going to spread to other platforms, or are you staying put?
You know, the goal is to be as branded as possible. So, I mean, we're big on Facebook and Instagram, but the goal is to go on YouTube and TikTok. It's a matter of time of hiring the right person to delegate all of that.
And the agents on your team, I mean, by and large, it doesn't sound like they're doing a lot of the lead generating. They're running services for the people that you've generated on your Instagram account. Is that fair?
Yeah, I call them second agents, my buyer agents, but they're more like showing agents that they're just waiting on who to show.
And how are they compensated, if you're comfortable discussing that, just so we have a feel for how the math works?
So at first, I put everybody through a trial. I put them through a 90-day trial where they get compensated 15% of the showing. I mean, of I guess the commission, right? And then once they go through that trial, then I move them up to our buyer's agent. And it's really it's a 60-40 split. I keep 60 and they keep 40. And if they bring a client of their own, then it's still 60-40, but 60 their way and 40 my way.
The beauty of the model here is if I get it wrong, tell me, but you have an incredibly low cost of acquisition per lead. You're not boosting these posts very often on social media. A lot of this is organic. Is that right?
That's right. Now I am running some boosts, probably 2 or 3 a month, just to have my profile pop on different areas, just to always get more followers. Because if you don't have the right audience or right followers, then you won't have those people reach out for and they'll become leads.
So how many followers do you have right now?
I'm at 45,000 followers.
Man, 40 and the majority of them are local, right? Like they want to see what you're doing.
Yeah, majority of them here in Houston.
That's wild, man. It is absolutely wild to me. I love what you've built. When you look up, do you think there's any reason that this model doesn't work all over the country?
Really, no. It's just I see a lot of other social media agents, and I think sometimes they promote too much of the promotions on their feed, and there's nothing of like how does that realtor look, or how I feel like sometimes they're missing a kind of more of an organic approach, more authentic, because at the end of the day, we're business owners, so people want to see who the business owner is.
Well, I get it, man. Your story is for the promotion. Your reels are for the personal connection. That's how I'm seeing this.
Yeah.
I think that's really, really smart. Looking up now, was there a certain point where you did this for a period of time and didn't get a lot of love back and now it all hit at once? Or I guess 50 deals in your first year, you had success right off the bat.
Yeah, I would say probably the only time that I wasn't really seeing the return was 2020 when I first started real estate. But that was only a couple months.
Have you done any stories bilingual? Are you, because I know you're bilingual, are you bringing that into your program?
Sometimes I throw the Spanish in there, but more my agents promote the Spanish.
Okay. Do you find that to be effective?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
I love it. All right, Elio, save me the pain, man. If I'm listening to this and I'm out in the realtorverse and I'm like, this can't be this easy. There's no way it's this easy. Tell me something, man. Number one, if I'm going to screw this up, where am I going to go wrong?
If you don't have the right audience, if you don't have the right followers, if you don't or promoting the wrong stuff, I think first you got to identify what you want to specialize in, your audience, and then from there find their solutions.
I love that, man. So in hindsight, did you pick the right audience? If you could do it all over again, would you have the exact same audience today?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Why? Why selling houses to people first time, man? What is that all about?
It reminded me of myself when I first started in real estate. I was that 18-year-old and that nobody trusted because I was so young and then I have a beard. So now that I help people, my average first-time buyer is between 22 to 25. So I get to help my generation get into homes. So that makes me very happy.
I think that's incredible. So, okay, so I know our audience. They're like, I want to follow this guy. How can they find you on Instagram?
Elio Realtor.
There it is, friends. I got news for you. If you don't know, then you don't know. And if you've never seen an orange Lamborghini, he can show you two of them. Elio, thank you for everything you're doing for the industry, man. I think that you are an unmitigated genius. I interview a lot of people, man, and the simplicity of your model inspires me so much. This is something that anybody could go run tomorrow and I think have incredible success. I'm so grateful for you sharing so openly with us.
Thank you, Jason.
I want it to be harder. Me, emotionally, gang, I need this to be harder. You see, I think back to when I was trying to sell 250 homes a year and it was a grind to get there. Now, sure, I was able to accomplish it, but listen to the ease by which he discusses it. What if I told you that there is a place where for 100% free, you could have one of the most powerful lead generation platforms on the planet? Friends, there is. It's called the Insta, as the kids say. This guy goes in and he cracked the code, man. He figured it out that when you speak to the problem that the clients have and you purvey the solution, you are going to win. I mean, think about the solution that he came up with. Number one, he broke the world between stories and reels. Again, stories are going to be temporary, reels are going to be long-term. In his mind, stories are where he's talking about the promotion and the ads, and then his reels are where you get to know him better. That's absolutely genius. I asked him after the fact, I said, Elio, so what's the most effective post that you make? And what he said is, when I make a reel of a closing, and I physically show a family who now has the joy of home ownership, and under it, I write the promotion that they responded to, and then I put my phone number, boom, in that minute, it is 100% real. And people think, if that person can do it, so can I, and there you go. Think about all the different lead generation that you have right now. How much of it is outgoing and how much of it is incoming? How many days do you wake up and have 25 to 30 people asking you a question about real estate? And I'm going to tell you this. If the answer is, I've never had a day like that, you need to go run this model. If the answer is, those are my best days, friends, that's his Tuesday, you need to go run this model. The question isn't, are you using social media? The question is, based on the way you're using it, how many leads are you generating? And that's the genius that Elio unpacked for us today. Here's the last thing I want you to think about. How many of you have an Instagram account? I know I do. I'm at @TheRealJasonAbrams. You know how many leads I generated today? None. You know how many he did? 30. Go forth and do likewise.